Today on the podcast, we've got Sean Coyle on. He hosts and plans tournaments all across the UK. Today we're going to talk about all the magnificent courses that he hosts tournaments at and what he's got planned for the future. Enjoy. Welcome everybody to another episode of Travel Royally Podcast. Today we've got Sean Coyle. He is native to England and he hosts golf tournaments for amateur golfers in England. He's the founder of Southport Coast Championships. Sean, thank you for being here. How's your day going?
Thank you. Very good, Aidan. Yeah, it's been a good, busy day.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, what you do sounds amazing. I love golf, so being able to just be around golf tournaments every month and host them. Do you get to play in any?
I tend to not play in too much of my UK events. I do a couple of, obviously, events in the Algarve and in Europe, and the stuff I do over there is a little bit more. It's a bit more relaxed feel, So I tend to be able to play when I go over to the Algarve. Plus, the weather's a bit warm as well. So
yeah, I got you.
So that the UK stuff, I normally have too much on with the events to actually play. Saying that, if there's an event where it's a slightly smaller field and maybe one or two players have withdrawn late in the day, and say the first day is at Royal Birkdale or something like that, then I'm not gonna miss the chance for that. So that's happened once or twice, but generally I try to.
I got you.
Yeah.
So tell us where you are from in England and then where you live now.
Yeah, well, I'm based in. I was born in Liverpool, and I still live 6 or 7 miles from Liverpool. So it's I'm still quite handy to get into the main city, and also to the big golf event to do in Southport, which is 10 miles from where I live. Yeah, so.
Gotcha. Sweet. How did golf start for you? How did all this start for you?
I started probably playing when I was about 12. We got a local municipal golf course where most people tend to start playing. I think I went up with my dad one night to the golf club. I wasn't actually going to play golf. I think we just went up to have a game of pool and stuff. And there was a few lads in there, and I was playing pool with them, and they played golf. And then I thought I wouldn't mind having a little go at that. And once that started, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
I had the bug. The pool got put away a bit, and that's all. I think that most people start off on a municipal course, and then good memories. Yeah, very good memories. Yeah, and I still live. From where I live, you can still see Bugle Golf Course. I still live up that way, so good times.
Yeah, my dad and I, when I first started playing, we would play at this course after 3:00 for $13.
Yeah,
that's where I started, and I love that course to this day. Just brings back so many memories.
Yeah.
You live in a golf rich area in Southport, correct? You've got Royal Lytham, Royal Birkdale, West Lancs, Formby, Liverpool. What other courses am I missing?
Yeah, there's a couple more. You've got Wallasey, which is next to Royal Liverpool, which is a fantastic golf course. It's one of them courses. It doesn't get mentioned as much as it should. It's I do an event there, but it is. Some people would prefer that over Royal Liverpool. It's a really good golf course. It's actually the home of Stableford. We know you play your point system. It was actually invented on that golf course on the second hole. Not many people know that. Frank Stableford. I think he played the first hole and had such a bad hole, and he was talking to his friends, and he came up with the idea of this point system, and that's how it. But that all started on Wallasey Golf Course. And then you've got Hesketh, which is on the outskirts of Southport, but I use that for me Southport event. You got Formby, but you've actually got Formby Ladies Golf Course, which is in between the men's. Again, that's a fantastic course, and St Anne's Old as well by
Yeah.
Royal Living. That's a really good course. So you probably got another 4. As you said, it's an amazing
Area.
amazing, yeah,
Yeah, you could
incredible.
spend like 10 days in Southport, never leave your hotel, and play some
Oh,
different courses with a
definitely,
good
yeah,
mix of members courses and championship courses.
yeah, uh, and
What
yeah, they're
clubs?
all a little bit different as well, which is good, you know.
Yeah, for sure. What
Yeah,
clubs are you a member of?
I'm a member of Hillside, yeah. So
Hillside.
yeah, I've only been there a couple of years, but I mean, it's a beautiful course, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard.
Very lucky, like.
If we had to send guests to your area for 4 days only, and they played 4 rounds, which courses are you putting them on?
It's a difficult one because you don't want to upset any of them, but because they're all such good courses, and I work with a lot of them. So, but if I had to pick 4, I would go Will Birkdale, Hillside,
Good choice.
Formby, and the last one is a difficult one. I mean, Royal Living I haven't actually played, but I've been there on opens, and it looks a fabulous golf course. So
Yeah.
the fourth one would be a toss up, I think, between Royal Living and West Lancs. Yeah,
And they got great dormy houses as well, so it'll be a good
yeah,
stay.
yeah, definitely.
For people visiting in the Southport area, what do you recommend off the course? What kind of extracurricular activities do you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, Southport's a nice town, but it can get. It's got some nice bars and restaurants. But most people, when they come up for even my events or up that, Liverpool's only 15, 20 minutes away on the train. So
Yeah.
a lot of the golfers will take themselves into Liverpool because it's a great city. You know, the nightlife's fantastic. Two, football's big there. There's 2 big football teams. Well, one big football team and one not so big.
Which ones are those? Which one's the big and which one's the
Yeah, you
not
got
so big?
Liverpool. Yeah, you got Liverpool and Everton. Yeah, two big teams.
I'm guessing you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I am Liverpool. Yeah, big Liverpool fan. Yeah. So then you got the tours. You got your Beatles tours. You've got even
Yeah.
the Liver builds. You know, it's all the history in Liverpool. Got two big cathedrals, both very different. One of them is the largest cathedral in Britain. Yeah. And
Oh,
so
wow.
there's a lot of history, and yeah, you got the Albert Dock with there's so much going on there now, restaurants, and it is a unique city, and a very friendly city as well. So there's always something for everyone to do there,
Yeah, awesome. If
Yeah.
uh if you had a couple buddies coming to visit from maybe a couple hours away, besides Hillside, which course are you taking them to on Saturday?
On a Saturday. Well, not round Southport or.
It could be around your area. Just they're coming down from like maybe Scotland or something, and
Yeah.
you had to take them somewhere. Obviously, you would probably take them to Hillside, but if you had to choose a course that you would take them to, which one would it be?
Yeah, but I'd probably take the Super Bowl Birkdale. Yeah, because of the history there, and it is an outstanding golf course, and
Yeah,
yeah,
Birkdale.
definitely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Um,
you played at Birkdale. You played, yeah.
no, I haven't. We're getting to Ireland this next year.
Ah,
Yeah, and that'll be my first trip actually. Jeff's the one that's got all the experience. He's been there
yeah.
25 years. How did you meet Jeff?
I think we just sort of met through social media and stuff, because
Hmm.
I'm always on social media and LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff, and
Yeah,
I think we just crossed paths through that, and then we had a good chat, and he knows quite a bit about obviously the area and Liverpool
yeah,
and stuff. So he seems a top guy, yeah. So yeah, it was mostly through that,
yeah. Sweet. Yeah, we have a trip that we like to recommend to people in your area that you can play 6 championship courses, open championship courses, and then a Ryder Cup venue, and it's
Yeah.
just an amazing area that you can
Oh,
get
yeah.
so much good golf in.
course, yeah, and everyone you speak to, they'll all have a different opinion. Some people who will say they prefer hillside, and you'll get people who say no, SNA is the best course there is. It sometimes it'll depend on the weather as well. If you get on a glorious hot day, and every course up and that looks amazing up there, so the weather can play a big part on that as well.
Yeah, well, some of these courses, the actual course is just as fun and just as nice. It's the amenities that need an open championship type of level. Enough room for stands, enough parking, and you have to accommodate for a lot of things to be able to be an open championship venue.
Yeah, of course.
So that doesn't mean that you're the best course there. It just means that.
No, that's it. It is a space issue generally most of the time. And the course has got to be obviously, championship standard, and the difficulty's got to be there as well. But generally, as you said, it's the space issue is the. If they haven't got that, then they don't even look at it. So.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the United States to play some golf?
No, it's a dream of mine. It's I get asked by me competitors to look at maybe doing a tournament or something, and it is on the bucket list to do. I've always loved watching the American golf, and especially like the Pebble Beach and them places, and so.
What courses come to mind that would be on your?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you go watching the Masters, and Augusta, everyone falls in love with Augusta, don't they? So
yeah, good luck getting on that course.
yeah. No, I wasn't saying I'm going to get a game. Yeah, no, I mean,
it is a bucket list.
Pebble Beach, you can get a game, but you obviously got to pay a few bob. So yeah, it's the obvious ones. Your Pebble Beaches probably, and that type of
East Lake would be a viable option. Get with Jeff on that, where they play the Tour Championship.
Oh yeah. Well, that might be worth having a look at that.
That's here where we live in Atlanta. So.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about your tournaments that you put on. So you put on about 10 a year. And they're about 4 or 5 day events. They're for amateur golfers, anywhere from 21 handicap down to whatever, and they have to be registered handicaps.
Yeah, you have to have a proper CDH number registered of a golf club, because all the events are all. I'm sort of like they're all pass by England golf, so you've got to be a member of a golf club and stuff. It's the same if anyone's coming over from the States or whatever, So
tell us a little bit about like the format for each tournament. So do you pay for the whole price?
Sorry.
Do you when you pay? Do you pay for 5 rounds, and then there's stipulation and different? Tell us a little bit about format.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll put an event out for a certain price to the players, and generally that will just include the golf. On certain venues that will include, maybe a breakfast or a 2-course presentation dinner. A couple of my events I get involved with hotels, and we do a bit of a package that way. But because I have so many golfers in the events, I try to keep away from that a little bit. But there's still 1 or 2 events where I'll the golfer will get the golf and the hotel and the whole package. So I'll generally put it out there for the thing with my events is that the price is very competitive. You're playing top courses at a reduced rate, really, because I'm bringing so many golfers to the course. The course.
I'll give you a deal. And same with the hotels, right?
The hotels, they don't give me massive deals. As I said, I try to keep away from hotels as much as I can in certain events, because it just becomes too much to take on. But when I do stuff in the Algarve, I do everything for the golfers. Then I do the hotels, I book the restaurants in the night time, the transfers. I do everything then, but it's a slightly smaller field, so I can cope with that,
Where'd where do you usually host your tournaments? Are they all in
Yeah,
the
I
middle
mean,
part of Scotland?
pretty much
UK?
all UK. I mean, I do two. I do two up in Scotland. I do two up in Aberdeen. I do one in the spring in April, and then I tend to do one like in September time. I've just set one up for not next year, the year after, with Kings Barnes, Carnoustie.
Sweet.
So that's going to be a big one. The demand for that's fantastic already. So that's going to be in 2023. So that's the Scotland part of it. I do a little bit in Ireland. I've got one in Portrush and Portstewart next year. But yeah, we got Ballyliffin involved with that. And then also I do Rossapenna in Ireland. Where again, that's a fantastic.
Yeah, you can play 3 courses there now.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, we got St. Patrick's now, which is only just opened up. Yep. I've been doing it for about 4 years with the other 2 courses, and now having St. Patrick's on is going to enhance it. I mean, that's going to be a great venue for American visitors now with 3 courses on site.
With a nice hotel as well.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah. And then obviously my UK stuff. I do one in Wales, Southport Coyle, and then my UK ones. I do the Southport one, the big one, with Hillside, Birkdale. I also do a senior over 50s one with Royal Birkdale and Wallasey and Formby. And then I do a Kent, Sandwich Coast down in Kent, with Royal St. So I tend to obviously try to get a Royal involved with most of the events, because obviously that just enhances the events,
I think it's fascinating how this is what you do for a living or a hobby. How did you get started doing this?
I mean, I set the Southport event up 8 years ago now, and that was the first one. I went to the courses, and because I saw someone doing a sort of similar events with Royal Liverpool, and Wallasey, and I just looked at the courses that we had, obviously with Birkdale and Hillside and SNA, and there was no one doing one there, and I thought, well, surely there's a chance there to put a 5-day event on. And I went to the courses and said, look, because I did have a golf website at the time, so I wasn't just going in like no one knew who I was. They knew me a little bit, but it was still a bit of a punt, So I set up the Southport one, and it was hard work at first, because everyone was like, "Oh, what's this?" Like the Southport Coast Championship. No one had ever heard of it and stuff. And but I got a decent number the first year, and then obviously once you're at the event, you can sell the event then, can't you? So it took off then, really, the second year, and I've just looked at different regions then, year on year. I've just added 1 or 2, depending on
as much as you can handle. Are you at your capacity with what you can handle? Are you still adding opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one. You don't want to go too over the top. But I mean, as I say, I've just added. Well, I've just added Kings Barnes. That's one I've always wanted to look at doing, but it's quite expensive there. So not such a don't get such a deal as like maybe some of the other ones. So it's sure. But yeah, I think I've got a pretty good portfolio now. I think I may add more, but it's not. I'm not desperate to add more, because I don't want to dilute what I've got.
Yeah, I got you. So with that first tournament that you did, how many people did you have sign up for that first one?
Well, it's a funny story, because I set it up like in the January of 2013, but I wasn't actually going to run it till August 2014. So I gave myself 18 months to afford, because look, no one.
First one.
Everyone who's Sean Coyle, no one know, who's he, So, and after about 6 or 7 months, I only had like 4 people who'd entered, and I was like, I'm like, what's happening here, And then I sort of got a bit of the secretary of Hesketh. He sort of helped me to put on a small event, a team event, where the winner of the event would go into the following year's tournament, And It sort of started from that. I was able to get the golfers in the room and sell it to them a little bit, and then it sort of took off a little bit. So I did get 100 players the first year, but at one point I was like thinking, what have I done here? Because like these courses are going to come asking for some money soon.
Yeah, you got these times blocked off and no players to fill them. So 100 players your first go around, and then how many players are you booking now per tournament?
Well, the second year I had 172 players, but that was too many. So I cut it down. I for the Southport event, I have a championship field of 156 every year now, and that does fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Obviously, my other events, the fields aren't as big as that because it all depends on the time of the year as well, because of the lights and the daylight hours. So because the championship in Southport is in August, the daylight is fantastic, till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So, but when you get down to some of the events like Port Rush next year in end of March and stuff, I've got 72 golfers. It's still a great field, but it's the light, it's the daylight dictating how many golfers you can, get on the course at that time of year. So
I got you.
Yeah.
So your most recent one was a tournament in Aberdeenshire. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
Yeah, I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, as I say, I do 2 there now, and that was the second one. So the second one is just a 3-day event, and we used Cruden Bay, Royal Aberdeen, and Trump Aberdeen. So, I mean, they are 3 wonderful golf courses. I mean, if you ask 100 people which is the best one out of them 3, you'll get a a split, 30%, 30%. It's the 3 of them are that good that it's. I think pound for pound, it's probably the best lineup I have for 3 courses. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah.
I got you. So for tournaments in 2022 and 23, I know you said you had the Kings Barnes and Carnoustie lined up. Any other tournaments that you're preparing for?
Yeah, as I say, I've got a small tournament in the Algarve. It's like a Ryder Cup event I'm doing at the start of February. It's just like 12 players v 12 players to sort of Ryder Cup format, which is going to be a bit of fun. And then obviously we go into March. Then we got South Wales, Port Rush, and then April we got obviously Aberdeen, and then we got Vossapenna back in June next year. St. Patrick's. I mean, that's been cancelled twice because of COVID. So the players are looking forward to that this year or next year because they've missed out on it twice, and we're having St. Patrick's on. Should be really good. I've got a new one as well down in Devon, which is a couple of courses down there, World North Devon and Saunton, which is supposed to be a really good course. So
do you think
a couple of new ones. Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever get big enough to put on a tournament in St. Andrews?
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, it's not so much big. It's just getting the tee times there. It's you probably have you been to St. Andrews? No, but it's not easy
I know how tough it is.
Yeah, I mean,
have you talked to them at all?
Yeah, I've had conversations with them, and it's not something that I wouldn't dismiss. It's just that it's just getting it. You've got to book them a couple of years in advance. To be fair, I think now if I was going to have to do an event there, it'd have to be look at 2024 now. Even 23 would probably gone now. It's so it's difficult to get as many tee times there. Because obviously you got the ballot situation there where people just show up and go off and.
It's a tough one to do what you're doing for.
Yeah, it'd be nice because obviously you got the Dunhill Links Championship and I've got Kings Barnes and Carnoustie already involved, so it'd be nice if we could have the full set.
Well, you got Dumbarnie as well. That's just came out, so you got to do some research on that one and hopefully put that one in the swing.
Yeah, that'd be a good one as well.
Yeah. Jeff said it's immaculate. So
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Is there an area in the UK or Ireland that you haven't had a tournament in yet that you are are looking forward to potentially planning one for?
Um, I've always sort of maybe looked at maybe doing Southern Ireland. I tend to always do up the north of Ireland, generally because the courses are amazing, and you get a lot more value for your money, in the sense that, Gossipennary, good value, Ballyliff, and all them places, even Port Rush to a certain degree. You go down the south, love to do something down the south, Ballybunion and Waterville and stuff like that, but it's not the price. Now that I've sort of done King's Barnes, maybe I may look at that now, because I was always a bit wary of the prices. I don't want to price me clients out of what they love about the events, because they come back year on year because they love the courses. You're giving them a good service, you're giving them a good value. I don't want to all of a sudden go, oh, here's Ballybunion and blah blah blah, and it's going to cost you this, So, but yeah, that would be one part of, to look at, and maybe possibly up the Asia coast, maybe up that way, too, and places up like that way. But
yeah. Do you have customers that are, I'm going to say repeat customers, but when I say repeat, like monthly, like they do it probably 4 or 5 tournaments a year with you?
Yeah. I have clients who are playing at least 4 or 5 of mine a year.
What a life!
And sometimes they'll play 4 or 5 years, and then I won't see them next year, because it's a good way of them playing top courses and ticking like a bucket list off. Saying, oh, I played. So that's but I do have a really good repeat client base, especially with the Southport events. Every time the event comes up, 70 to 80 players will just, Sean, I'm booking in for next year already. So but yeah, I get people who play 4 or 5 of my events, but they don't just play mine, they play in other events. I mean, they play more golf than people on the tour. It's like, I don't know where they get the time and the money from, but it's just like they've obviously done well for themselves.
Got a lot of PTO.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? Yeah, I like what you said, that people use this to get courses off their bucket list, because you can find 3 courses that you've been trying to play, get a good deal for it, and have a week. It's very nice and convenient.
God, that's it. Yeah, you're saying go back to Aberdeen, Cruden Bay, Trump, Aberdeen, and Royal Aberdeen. I mean, they're 3 courses a lot of people want to get on the bucket list. So to play them all in the space of 3 days in a tournament as well, it's a dream for them. So yeah.
So I know you do a lot of work booking the tournaments and hosting them. Do you get to go and see other tour events or championships? What kind of?
Not really. I mean, I do love the Open. I mean, I tend to go the Open when I can, but only. I say I go the Open when I can. We're quite lucky from where I live. Obviously, we'll have the Open a bit. We have a Royal Liverpool. So we're quite lucky that 3 times it comes to our area. So that's lucky. So I love going to watch the Open and stuff. But generally, I just tend to watch it on the television. I love I've always loved the Masters since I was a kid. Watching the Masters and going up to watch it. Nicholas and all the old. I love watching all the old stuff of that, and the Ryder Cup again. I mean, that's just incredible. Yeah. It wasn't so good. It wasn't so good this year, but yeah.
yeah. We won't have to talk about that. We do have a golf trip planned for Italy for the Ryder Cup venue there next year.
Yeah.
Marco Simone. So
Do you Alberto? I know Alberto.
Alberto Genovese. Yeah, we partnered with them. We got a trip for this year and a trip for next year. To play it this year and to go to the Ryder Cup venue. 2024, 23. Yeah, 23. That'll be fun.
He's a nice man. Yeah.
But yeah, the Masters is probably one of the only tournaments that I watch every single minute of, and I make it a point to sit on the couch and watch from start to finish. Even
Yeah.
and you love it because they have the new app on the phone where you can watch it when it's not televised. And
Yeah.
the Masters does it right.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Hopefully we'll see Tiger in it this year.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, is he back next week? Is it, or with his
He's
son? And
playing in the PNC Championship. Yeah,
yeah,
they just
yeah, yeah,
announced yesterday or this morning, one of the two.
yeah.
But that'll be fun. I don't think he'll take it too seriously, and he probably won't take half his shots.
No. I mean, yes, of course, yeah.
I
But
think Charlie will be taking most of the tee shots for him,
yeah, yeah.
which isn't too bad. He's playing from the front tees. So,
Oh well.
How often do you get to play golf yourself?
I tend to try and play twice a week if I can, because it's, because I'm very lucky, as I say, it's a top course, so you want to play as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I normally play yesterday, but the weather was so bad yesterday. Yeah, so I'll play Sunday. I do try to play Wednesday, Sunday if I can.
Gotcha.
But if I'm away with tournaments or whatever, then obviously that doesn't happen, so
Yeah, but hopefully somebody drops out and you can fill in for them. Do you ever hope that happens?
Well, funny enough, you said that, Aberdeen. I just had my championship in Kent about 3 weeks ago, and we were Royal St George's and Royal St Ports, and funny enough, I did take the clubs down with me just in case, because it was a smaller field, because it was November. The light wasn't. We had 52 players because it was really late time of year for tournaments, and so I took the clubs, and
just in case.
Funny enough, we had 2 people withdrawn on the Sunday night, and the tournament was on the Monday. So the first 2 days were at Singport and Royal St George's. So I thought, well, yeah, I'm gonna play.
Oh yeah, taking advantage of that.
I was really impressed with Royal St George's. I mean, wow, that's a.
Yeah, I think Jeff's got that on his number one on his list.
Oh, I mean, that's a tough course. That's I was really impressed. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So at these tournaments, you host them yourself. Do you ever have guest hosts, or do you dream to have, if you had a choice to have one professional golfer to host your tournament, who would it be?
It's a difficult one. Looking at the main tour, I wouldn't. There's no. I mean, obviously, the standout one, your Tiger Woods and your Mickelsons, But then my hero's always been Tom Watson. So I know he still probably plays a little bit. I don't know if he plays much on the senior tour now, but he's always
playing
been
in the PNC Championship. So
is he? So I think if I had to pick one, I think just because he's my hero, to come and run. I was lucky to get his autograph at Birkdale when I was a kid in '83 when he won the Open.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I mean, he's just. I grew up watching him winning Opens and just Masters, and he was just like my hero,
Yeah.
So
who's your favorite player on tour right now?
Favorite player on tour? It's a difficult one. A favorite player, but I think the player who's going to definitely win majors in the next few years is Victor Hovland.
That's so fun. I had that in my head. I love. I
watched him I watched him in the Ryder Cup. I've seen him play a lot of golf, but not much golf. And I watched him in the Ryder Cup, and even though Europe were taking a bit of a beating, I just watched the way he played, and I just watched him, and I thought, well, there's just something about him, and I just think he's just a major golf. I think he's just a major winner in waiting. You know
that he's won like 4 or 5 tournaments, and none have been in the United States.
No,
he's yet to win. Yeah, he's winning like Mexico, Canada, on tour. But that's funny. In the Bahamas, the Hero Challenge, Tigers tournament. But he I definitely see him winning at least one major in the coming years.
Yeah, he just looks like he's got a bit about him,
So he's got a good head on his shoulders. I like him too. I love his swing. It's so powerful. I'd love to see him win.
yeah.
So
I think it's only a matter of time. I think.
yeah, for sure. So to end it off, I know you probably have seen a lot of funny stuff in your life hosting all these tournaments. What's the funniest thing that you've seen in one of your tournaments?
I don't know so much about many funny moments in the events because
Or just crazy things that have happened.
yeah, I've seen a few crazy. I think the two standout things for me I've seen really is when I was a junior. I was a junior at Boot, as I say, when I was at Bootle when we first started, and I was only about 15, 16, and probably a bit younger than 14. And I remember we were playing on one hole, and there was a lake to the left hand side of the fairway. And it was me and my two friends, and one of the guys' name, I think his name was Richie. He hit his shot, and like when you're young, you've got all these temper tantrums, haven't you? When you're young, and me and Carl, we were always not I'm not proud to say it, but you'd throw your club, or you bang your club down, and when you're a junior and stuff, and we were bad for that, and but this Richie lad, he would never throw his club. He was like the politest guy you've ever seen, never dream of, And this one time he hits this shot, and he just goes and throws his club away to the left, and it just goes straight in the middle of this pond, And there was guys around the pond, with fishing nets trying to get fish out and stuff, And he's like, me forward. He's like, so he's running over, and we're crying, we're crying, me and Carl, because he never throws a club, Richie. And the one time he throws his club, he's lost it. And then
yeah, Carl, some bad karma on that one.
Well, yeah, and then Carl tried to play his shot in the fairway, and he got to the top of the swing, and he's just thinking about Richie, and as he comes down, he just collapses because he's crying. He's laughing. He just hits the ground about that far behind the ball. He just
man.
Falls over laughing. It was just hilarious. Yeah.
Wow, that sucks, especially because that was the first time he did it. It's bad. Bad irony. Well, Sean, good luck with your future tournaments this year and in the future, 2023 with Kingsbarn and Carnoustie. I hope that one goes well. And thank you for coming on. This has been a pleasure. And I hope to maybe take a visit down and play Hillside with you one day.
Yeah, whenever you get over with Jeff. I mean, Jeff, as I say, Jeff, you're more than welcome to come over and spend a few days and get you.
Maybe we'll come play a tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Thank you for being on with us. Have a good one.
Oh, no worries. Thanks, Aidan. Thanks very much. Take care.
Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Thank you again to Sean Coyle. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like, subscribe, and follow buttons, and I'll see you next week.